Hank Bigsby, a guy we were not the most high on throughout this draft process, is off the board in the third round to our AFC South foe, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And there's a lot you can take from this. And we haven't even talked about this yet off camera, so I'm really interested to see how this conversation goes. So we have said the whole time, Tank Bigsby, not super impressed with him. He ends up being, he's the fifth or sixth one off the board now. So
Yeah. Yep. He's
look,
a 6-1 off the board.
that's higher than we thought he would go. So he went a little bit higher than we thought he would for sure.
A lot higher than I thought he would. I thought he was going to be dang near irrelevant in terms of draft capital, and I thought Izzy was going to be that guy. I was wrong. It's Tank Bigsby. So kudos to him, all of you guys, all y'all Tank Bigsby truthers who crapped on us. Didn't
Right.
like you crapping on us,
There
but
weren't
I
many
guess
of
you
them,
were
though.
right there.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. I'm surprised they picked him. I'm surprised they went with him
Surprised the
because
Jaguars made a
I
questionable
yeah,
pick.
yeah, I just thought that they would go with a guy who I mean, look, I thought they'd go with a bigger guy. He's 6'2", 210. His BMI is 28.5. I thought they'd go with a bigger bruiser who could punch it between the tackles and really offer that complementary a piece to the receiving upside of Etienne. But I'm just not getting it here. I mean, he's 21 years old still. He goes at the 325 from Auburn. His production last year was not as impressive overall as he had in 2021, but he did become more efficient with 179 rushing attempts, 970 rushing yards, and then he had 30 receptions for 180 yards with a 15.3% target share. So I'm seeing that target share. I'm seeing the receiving upside, and I'm like, what happened to ETN? Like what? It,
This is
this
where
is contradictory. So I wouldn't go as far as saying, okay, they're replacing ETN because he does have first round draft capital, but
no.
there is a little asterisk on that first round draft capital because Doug Peterson did not do that. Doug
Well,
Peterson did not do that.
that's
Okay. That
true.
was Urban Meyer.
And people have been telling. So this is where it gets really interesting. This
And
is the ETN part of it is where it's super
and
interesting.
they used him less at the end of the year, and he kind of fell off once James
Yep.
Robinson
And
left.
the other thing is people have been telling us that he's going to fall victim to the Doug Peterson committee. And I was kind of skeptical, but they just
Oh,
totally took a back that they could use as a committee back with ETN.
correct.
To me, I'm not going to lie, and I don't think I'm overreacting by saying this. I think Tank Bigsby is going to have an impact for the Jacksonville Jaguars rushing game next year. He's going to be a viable option in that running back room, and because of that, ETN takes a hit here, in my opinion. And
He should.
how many people can you move over him? I don't know. What this is telling us, what we've learned tonight from Kenneth Walker, having Zach Charbonnet now, from Travis Etienne, now having Tank Bigsby,
Running backs are volatile.
is that Jameer Gibbs is going to move ahead of those guys now, especially with DeAndre Swift probably getting moved most likely. That would probably change things, but they clearly hate DeAndre Swift. I mean, it's really shifting around the dynamics of running back rankings in Dynasty. And honestly, again, now let us know in the comments if you think that this should affect Travis Etienne or not. But for us, it absolutely makes a difference. And look, again, with Tank Bigsby, like he said, I mean, production wise, he had almost 1,000 yards this year and last year, and he had 30 receptions this year for 180 yards. So he offers some receiving upside as well. I mean, the thing with Tank Bigsby is he does play bigger than he actually is. He plays like a
He does.
power back.
Yeah, when you watch him, he looks like
You
you're
think
right.
he's bigger.
You are
Like
right.
that's just what you think. But so there is that aspect of it as well. However, again, as far as his draft capital in dynasty rookie drafts, I don't think I'm taking him any earlier than mid-second still.
Late second
There's
for
a
me.
there's a
Late
lot.
second. There's
All right.
way too many question marks there,
And
and
there's
I
way too
mean,
many receivers up there
there's
now.
way too many receivers. Trevor Lawrence is an elite passer. They're going to lean on the passing game more than anything, and when they want to slow the game down is when they'll run the ball. And honestly, when they slow the game down and run the ball, I think they're going to give it to Bigsby and not ETN. When
You
they
might be
want
right, man. I mean,
that,
they
and
did.
that's
Etienne
terrifying for me.
did take a
Like,
little bit of a hit at the end of the year.
oh my
You are not
gosh,
wrong about that. This is going to be really interesting to watch.
Yeah,
And
and I'll tell you what, we'll do more videos on this too in the future because we have a lot to break down. These are all reaction videos. We have a ton to break down next week, but man, I'm already ready to call this a curious case of Jamal Williams because we've now seen 3 running
it's
backs
the
that
shift, man. You're
it is
seeing
a
the
shift
shift.
to
It's going to make
a
dynasty so much
true
harder.
true committee backfield systems, and Detroit may have just been a trendsetter after what we saw last year. This is starting to be really scary, and this could severely impact the value of what we thought used to be value at the running back position. And now the guys that are looking safest are the ones with guess what? receiving upside, elite receiving upside,
Who'd have thunk it? Those
like Jahmyr
PPR backs,
Gibbs.
baby. All right, let us know what you think in the comments of Tank Bigsby to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got draft content coming out constantly this offseason, so make sure you're following along and subscribe to us as well. It really supports us. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you watching as well. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later.